Hello everyone. In this section, we will be discussing about understanding specific learning difficulty. The major takeaways from this lecture are we will be able to recognize what hidden disability and specific learning difficulty mean. We will be describing some features of specific learning difficulty, and we will be identifying a child with specific learning difficulty. Now, before getting into the details, let us discuss about what are the thoughts among children with learning difficulty. What are the voices of children with learning difficulties? Some children with specific learning difficulties may say, I don't know what to say and I can't use the right words. Some may say, don't ask me to read aloud in front of my friends. Some may say, people don't listen to me. Some says, I say I don't know because I don't know how to explain. Sometimes there are students who may say, I do things to get in trouble and to avoid talking or asking for help. There are many children who may say, I don't understand what you are saying because you are saying too much to me. Few children says others ignores me or walk away when I am talking. Now, we will get into the details of specific learning difficulty. A specific learning difficulty is a neurodevelopmental disorder that often affects a child's ability to receive, process, and recall information. A specific learning difficulty is a difference or difficulty with some particular aspects of learning. Specific learning difficulties we can also say are differences which impacts areas of learning, viz. Reading, writing, spelling and mathematics. The term is used for a range of learning difficulties where not all aspects of cognition and learning are affected. Now, the most common SPLDs are dyslexia, dyspraxia, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, dyscalculia and dysgraphia. Specific learning difficulty is a term given to number of conditions that affect a person's ability to learn. Specific learning difficulties are characterized by particular difficulties with one or more of the processes required for fluent reading, writing and number work. They might include difficulties with memory, organization and coordination. But people with specific learning disability may have average or above average intelligence, but they typically perform less well in some aspects of learning than in other activities. Why specific learning disability is a hidden disability? As one is unable to see the disability. There are no visual supports to indicate a disability, such as we use canes, we use wheelchairs or sign languages. It is a permanent disability that they cope with on a daily basis. Specific learning disability fall under this term, hidden disability. Let us discuss few facts about specific learning disability in this slide. Sometimes there is a diagnosis of specific learning difficulties rather than dyslexia or dyspraxia because the individual experiences a unique combination of difficulties which cannot be readily categorized but may include features of one or more recognized SPLDs. Similarly, some people will have an assessment for more than one SPLD. It is very common for there to be an overlap. Children experience SPLDs on a continuum ranging from mild to severe. Mild difficulties are often experienced when the child has challenges in one or two more areas, which can often be managed through in school with high quality teaching or adaptations to it. It can be much harder to identify SPLDs when they are experienced mildly, which can limit diagnosis opportunities. Some other facts about specific learning disabilities. If the difficulties are moderate, the child may need intervention and specialist support in school. When a child experiences severe difficulty, they will often be supported by outside agencies and receive intensive intervention. Everyone with an SPLD will have a different profile. No child with SPLD will be the same. Children with SPLD may experience difficulties in their learning, but they can also experience many strengths, such as creativity and innovation. Some children with SPLDs will require little to no support and can be exceptionally high achieving. They might easily learn those supportive tools and strategies which will help them to achieve and excel. Conversely, some children with SPLDs might experience severe difficulty and have co-occurring special education needs and or disabilities. In the next slide, we will be discussing about some features of SPLD. Some common characteristics of specific learning difficulties. The child may show memory difficulties, organizational difficulties, writing difficulties, visual processing difficulties, reading difficulties, auditory processing difficulties, time management difficulties, sensory distraction and inability to screen out extraneous visual or auditory stimuli, sensory overload, a heightened sensitivity to visual stimuli and sound, and inability to cope with busy environments. The impact of a specific learning difficulty will vary from individual to individual and will depend upon a range of factors including the time since diagnosis, the range of strategies that have already been developed and the support that is available. In general, it may take students with a specific learning difficulty significantly longer to read material than to their peers due to their slow speed of processing. It may similarly take them substantially longer to write essays. How can we recognize if a student has SPLD? There are some common signs to look out for which may indicate that a child has specific learning difficulty. The child may find it difficult to take in too much in one go. He may skip words when reading. He may spell words incorrectly very often, articulate themselves differently when writing and speaking, avoid having to read aloud in class, have difficulty comprehending what they have read. So above, we discussed the different features, different characteristics of a child with SPLD. More to go. In the next slide, it's struggle. They struggle to understand new vocabulary. They struggle to create well-structured sentences. Sometimes they mispronounce words. Sometimes they have difficulty remembering information and instruction. Struggle with handwriting. Their handwriting sometimes is very poor, like they do not keep any spacing. They do not maintain a line. They may have trouble with organization and getting to where they need to be. They may experience difficulties when copying and drawing. They may be easily distracted and or overstimulated. They may become easily overwhelmed. In the next slide, we will now conclude. If children with SPLD are not supported effectively, both in school and home, children with specific learning difficulties may also experience low self-esteem as a result of their difficulties. Not being able to access their classwork, comparing themselves to their peers, and potentially always feeling wrong. They have a sense that I'm always wrong. Can have a huge impact on a child's personal and social development. This may impact their mental health and can lead to the child presenting with challenging behaviors. Thank you.